Hello everyone, welcome back to my Lemmings and All No More Lemmings Let's Play. I've now completed the Lemmings side of the game and I'm about to move on to the All No More Lemmings game. And the first difficulty won't be too hard, so this won't be a long video. I've just come back out of the memory card menu after loading my data. So I think I press continue game and it should put me on Tame level 1. No, it hasn't. I need to start a new game. Puts me back at Mayhem 30 on the original Lemmings. Yeah, I need to start All No More Lemmings as a completely separate thing. I'll start at the Tame difficulty. These levels are very straightforward because they give you 20 of everything in each of these levels. So they don't take much. Thinking or anything like that. Just basically to ease you back into the game because this was basically released probably about a year or two after the original Lemmings. I'll probably take this opportunity to talk about my experience of the Mayhem during the previous videos I did. Mayhem wasn't too bad overall. Some of the levels I thought were going to be problems turned out not to be problems at all. Save Me, which was the second last level on Mayhem, that caused me quite a lot of problems and I knew that one would, but let's face it, I think even experienced Lemmings players will trip up on that level every now and again. But I succeeded to fail it 8 times, so I don't really. That's a bit unforgivable. I was very bad with the building of the bridges at the start of the level, and it caused me. Well, it just wasted a lot of video time. I did put annotations in the video telling people they could skip ahead if they wanted to. There was 2 levels where I did that in the end, and they were in my part 2 video. Yeah, another level which caused me problems. Just let me look at the name of it. I'm just looking up the levels by name on a website. On the Lemmings, I'm on the Lemmings Encyclopedia website if you're curious. Yeah, with a twist of lemming, please. You had to say 100% of the lemmings, and there was 50 of them, and it was that one where you had to give all 50 lemmings to floaters out of the trapdoor. That level just caused me untold agony because it just it was just the bashing pass at the end of the level. I did start getting a lot of failed runs out messing around with the release rate and all that because I was trying to get all the lemmings to fall out the trapdoor such that they were just all bunched into a small group, you know, like this. But that didn't work out so well, and I do kind of feel bad for dragging out the video like that. But as I said, Let's Plays is not about editing out footage. You know, you got to see the failure before you see the success, in my opinion. And it's always nice to see people who are experienced still messing up on their favourite games. Interesting fact about All No More Lemmings: there are actually no repeat levels on this one. You know how in the older Lemmings game it had easier levels like fun and tricky and all that, and then they step them up in the later difficult. I don't think there's any on tricky they repeated, but a lot of the fun levels return in a much harder format. Oh yeah, the tricky had one. It was that Lemming level I was just talking about then, where you had to give all 50 lemmings floaters out of the trapdoor. Must must admit, I do actually quite like the design for these levels as well, especially this one that gives a bit of a Russian vibe. There are many ways you can solve these levels, as you've probably noticed. I'm just trying to do them in the quickest way possible, so as to not hold the video up, because I feel like I've wasted enough of your time after some of those, after the shambolic mayhem run through I did. I think all in all, mayhem took me about 3 hours and 20 minutes. Look at all this wasted level space as well, which you'll never run your Lemmings through. I just feel like the developers had a bit too much time on their hands when making this game. It's all good though, this game turned out amazing in the end. Cannot fault how good this game is. I think these levels were just there just so you could get used to the graphic sets and everything. But to make matters confusing, they didn't really put much in the graphic sets. I mean, they don't introduce you to any of the traps, they don't introduce you to any of the any of the water terrain or anything. I think the level you actually see, first level you actually see water in is when you get to the first level of Crazy. And it's this graphic set and it's got white creamy water. But correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, and I should add, in this PlayStation 1 port, they've taken out 4 levels out of No More Lemmings, which is much less than the original Lemmings. I think they've taken the last 3 levels of Tame out, so there's actually only 17 levels in this video, I believe. Correct me if I might be wrong. But yeah, and also they've taken, it might be the last 4 levels of Tame that were taken out actually. Check, I'll verify that at the end of the video, because obviously it will either be Crazy's level 1, quote that's a new level, it will either be level 17 or level 18. But I don't know until the video I get done with these levels. And there's a level, I can't remember whether it's in Wild or Havoc or Wicked. Might be Wicked or Havoc, but there's a level where it's called Introducing Super Lemming, and essentially the level speed is doubled, I think. The timer goes down twice as fast. So basically everything's just twice as quick. But yeah, you have one level Lemming in that level, like one of the mayhem levels at the end of Lemmings, which I think was called Mind the Step. But everything's sped up. But not all ports of Lemmings were able to handle that level, so for simplicity they just took it out. I think they could have gone through the process of speeding the game up, but I think most people who ported the game just decided not to do it. You know, as in they didn't bother putting the extra graphic sets in the original Lemmings. You know, for Beast of a level, Beast 2 of a level, Menacing, and what an awesome level. I like those levels, but I'm a bit bummed they're not in this version of Lemmings, but I still think this is a very solid port. I mean, for those who watch my Mayhem video, you realise that there's actually no highlight Lemming option in this port of Lemmings, so it makes levels like sorry, I keep forgetting the name of that level, folks. It's called With a Twist of Lemming, please, on Mayhem, and you got to save 100% with, and it's the one, I think it's called Bitter Lemming and Tricky, and then it's called With a Twist of Lemming, please, on Mayhem level 21. Well, I'm quoting the Amiga version numbers here because I'm looking at the Lemmings encyclopedia, but in my video it'll be a different level, completely different level. It'll be sometime after level 103 or something. It was in my part 2 video. First, let me pause a minute. Look how messed up this terrain is. It's one of the few levels where it's got messed up terrain. It's like that in the Windows 95 version of Lemmings as well, for some bizarre reason. Luckily this level doesn't rely on the terrain. It just looks really messed up though. Probably shouldn't have dug. Trying to be a bit of a try not to be very sloppy with this as well. As you can see, most of these levels are jokingly easy. They could also be considered just as easy as the fun levels on the original Lemmings. So while we're on the subject of this port as well, the music is god awful in this version of Lemmings, and I'm sure you're fed up and listening to these tunes by now, especially seeing as we're into Oh No More Lemmings and they're still playing the same ones as the other Lemmings. What a shame that they didn't incorporate the Oh No More Lemmings tunes in, or anything from the original Amiga version. I've actually been listening to the Acorn Archimedes versions of Lemmings music tracks recently. God, they bring back a lot of memories from my school days. I was talking about in one of my earlier videos how my school computer was an Acorn Archimedes and it was in my classroom, and you know, my teacher would impose free time for people, you know, as a sort of reward for being good. You know, you collect smiley faces and all that, and when you get 20 or 30 of them, you get like half an hour's free time to use on like a Friday afternoon or something, and it's a break from work essentially. But anyway, whenever these people would use their free time, there'd usually be two of them and they'd be playing Lemmings together. And they're not exactly a great use of free time if you're not actually the person playing, because you'll just be sitting there just looking at the screen while the other person plays, which is essentially what the rest of the class is also doing, because the computer was just there in the classroom and you could see the screen from the other side of the room, and the music would just play in the background as well. So those Acorn Archimedes tunes are just stuck in my head. Highly recommend you check out those tunes if you haven't already. They are pretty good versions of the tracks. They do loop. They do have smaller loops. You know, they loop after about 10 seconds. They loop after not 10 seconds. They loop more frequently than the other tracks. But God, they're just so good to listen to. Much better than this version, which is basically the same as the Windows 95 version of Lemmings. This is almost a carbon copy of the Windows 95 version. It's just the menus that are not in the Windows 95 version. I probably shouldn't have called all the Lemmings so quickly there, but luckily we've got our fast forward button, which has helped us all the way through the first Lemmings game. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not as good with this version of Lemmings as I am with the other one. So my level solving on some of these levels will not be up to much, and I don't think these levels are particularly hard. Some of them give you stupid time limits that you've got to overcome. Luckily the PS1 version, as you've probably noticed in my just a minute run throughs on Mayhem Part 1 and Mayhem Part 2, the game gives you a bit of a grace period. It keeps going for another 5 seconds after the time runs out before it actually declares your totals of Lemmings. So look at that, made just a minute Part 1 and just a minute Part 2 a lot easier than it would have been. Look, unfortunately the Windows 95 version is not as forgiving as that one. In the Windows 95 version you will not get away with that. It's incredibly annoying how bigger gaps these Lemmings can walk up, isn't there? Anyway, you've probably noticed, but it's been 50 lemmings in every single one of these levels, and you've got to save 25 lemmings every single time. So they just threw these levels together. Well, a lot of work obviously went into designing the levels, but I don't think much thought was put into the release rates or anything like that, or the tasks or anything. Just as long as the levels were completable with at least 20 or any, well, probably not even 20, just a small amount of each task. As you can see, there's nothing stopping the lemmings if they turn around. Some of these levels are unbelievably easy. Some of them do have a bit of hazards, some of them just have very minor hazards in them, but other than that, it's just spamming the same task over and over in some of these levels. I do feel that there was a lack of levels for this graphic set in particular, and it's a shame because it looks like a very nice graphic set. It's lucky the custom Lemmings community existed on the Lemmings forums. They might be on other websites as well, but that's just where I know where I know the custom Lemmings community to exist. And I'm still enjoying this stuff on there. You don't even need a very good computer to enjoy the custom Lemmings stuff, because Lemmings is just a very, very small program to run these days on computers. It depends how good the program you're running is. But I'm just running. I think it's Lemmings that I'm using at the moment. Yeah, this one's a bit of a pain. This one actually does require a bit of work. This is probably the only Tame level that might cause new players a bit of a problem, but it's still not too hard. Let's face it, if you're a new player in this game, you're gonna have a hell of a time in this game, because I do consider some of these levels in this game absolutely frustrating. Especially the Havoc level called There's Madness in the Method. It is incredibly hard, and it's made harder just by the fact that there's no highlight lemming, which is a recurring problem on the harder levels in this version of Lemmings. As I said, it's and I've forgotten that level name again. I'll say it one more time, with a twisted lemming, please. Alright, I won't talk about that level anymore. I apologise. The twisted lemming, please, on Mayhem. Just bashing the wall at the end. You know, you've got like a crowd of lemmings crammed into a very small space, which is probably no bigger than the length of this bridge here. And you've got to get one lemming that's bashing to the right, and you've only got one attempt at it. And it's after doing a level where you've got 50 floaters to get out the trapdoor before you do anything. You can multitask, but I tried doing that and it didn't work out so well. I really should call the release rate as well. Sorry, I get a bit distracted sometimes when I'm talking. Luckily it's not a big issue because the fast forward button again. Yeah, you got to get 50 floaters out the trapdoor. Get a lemming to climb up a wall, then you gotta sit through and digging down a massive block about this high or something, that up here, down to here, and a couple of building, make him turn around and all that, and then you can attempt to get the wall bashed down, but that's after like a few minutes, so you got a few minutes of doing all that just to find out that you've made a lemming bash the wrong way. And it's through no fault of your own as well, and it's bullshit. So the lack of highlight lemming facilities in some of these ports of Lemmings is a bit ferocious, especially for those levels where everything relies on getting lucky at the end. Save Me is one of those levels as well, and that's a level that took me quite a while, just because of its stupid sorry, I forgot what I was going to say then. Yeah, it's that I'm hinting at that bit at the end of the level where you got the free rows of metal blocks on top of each other, and the home's on the bottom. And there's a slight offset of pixeling between them, such that the lemmings will land on the platform below, but only on, and you only have like a very small pixel gap to assign it a builder. I think it's my internet disconnecting again, folks, but luckily it should not affect the recording of my video. I will not address that problem. My internet's been on the blink all night anyway, and I am recording this. I do record the majority of my videos during the night. It's like internet quality, but you can notice that your internet cuts out during the night sometimes. I am taking a while to get through these levels. Thought I'd be through all these levels in about 20 minutes, but I'm already at 21 minutes and I'm still doing them. Yeah, I'm sure if you notice that error message, you notice that I am playing this on a PS3, but PS3 games, the PS3s are capable of playing PS1 games, and it should not affect the quality of the emulation. What I can see, Lemmings on the PS1, playing Lemmings PS1 on the PS3 is alright, no issues with it. Yeah, I'm just doing this to make sure no lemmings go on a long walk back up the hill. I think they do walk all the way back up that hill and all the way back to the beginning, and then they bounce off that wall there. Yeah, but I'm right as well, my internet is on the blink. Been doing quite regularly though. Those who are wondering who I'm with, I use Sky broadband. I usually have a lot. I don't usually have a lot of problems with them. Just occasional space of them having constant disconnections and issues, but outside of that, they're perfect, and I'm happy to be with them. I'm not advertising them anyway. I'm just with them because I've got their TV package, really. I know there are other broadband providers that provide TV packages, but I just don't trust that. I've got a grudge against Virgin Media, and TalkTalk really just got into it, so I'm not going to give TalkTalk a chance. I had issues with TalkTalk as well. They were quite happy to leave us without internet for 2 months, and when we were trying to report the problems to them, they were just trying to flog us their new TV set-top boxes that they happened to get at the time, and were just completely uninterested in our problems. If you've had great experiences with TalkTalk and Virgin, I'm not going to. That's great, but you know, if you have bad experiences with companies, you should just go and take your business elsewhere. Sure, they don't care at the end of the day anyway. You're only one customer in the ocean, in the deep blue sea. Okay, reached the end of Tame now. It was jokingly easy. It's only taken me 24 minutes to get through it. This is a very short video. Even Fun took me 58 minutes to get through, all 28 levels. So I'll stop this recording a moment and see you in the next video.